Hello, good people of the internet. Today's question in my Ask a Human Not an AI series is a very simple question. In fact, it's a very short question. Is life meaningless? Now, personally, I feel that this is a very important question. This is not something voodoo, so you should not simply ridicule it. However, I do not want this to be a very lengthy video because I think it's only sane to understand that no matter what I say in today's video, nothing is actually going to encapsulate something as wide as the meaning of life. And therefore, I do not want this to be an extremely long video where I'm talking for hours about the meaning of life or why life is meaningful, etc. What I'm going to do is talk a little bit about it, and then I'm going to point you towards some resources which I think will help you navigate this maze yourself. Yourself. The first thing that I want to talk about is that if we consider that everything is meaningless, I also think that somewhere this statement, everything is meaningless, doesn't this statement become a part of the everything that is meaningless? What I mean is, doesn't this statement also become meaningless? Now, I'm not just playing with words. Honestly, I'm not trying to do just that. But what I'm trying to point you towards is that there is something deeper here. There is something deeper which enables you to actually attribute more meaning to something compared to everything else. For example, just here, if you were considering that everything is meaningless, you actually innately, almost subconsciously, attributed more meaning to this statement, everything is meaningless, than almost everything else that you would have been hearing about life from your parents, from your teachers, from your friends, from other YouTubers, etc. So there is something there. So that's it. That's your cue. That is where your work lies. If you want to have more meaning in your life, pick things that are meaningful for you. Pick things that you think are better rather than worse, are more meaningful than the other things, are less meaningless than the other more meaningless things. That's it. You can do that. Every human being can do that. And when you start to do that, suddenly your life is more meaningful. At least from your perspective, it is more meaningful. And if you think you cannot do that, if you think that you cannot discern better from worse or more meaningful from less meaningful, you're at the right place, the unlearning playground. And this is the place where I want to recommend you some resources. Pick some beautiful books, man, and let them change the way you think. Let them change the way you look at the world. Allow me to recommend not one, but two beautiful books. The first would be The Courage to be Disliked. I did a complete review of this book on my channel. Make sure you check it out and then definitely go for this book. The next would be Man's Search for Meaning. That is a beautiful book too. And again, I've done a complete review about it and also made a bunch of other videos around that book. You can check them out from my book club playlist that would be appearing in the description down below. Check it out and check out the other books too. There is a lot of meaning out there just waiting for you to discover it. And now, last but not the least, I would also want to recommend you to check out episode 1 of season 2 of my podcast, The Unlearning Playground. It is a video episode, and there is a lot of learnings and unlearnings to be had from that episode around the topic of the purpose of life. I personally myself keep revisiting that episode every now and then. So even if you have watched it before, make sure you check it out again and make sure you act on the advices given in that episode. So that's it. Life is not meaningless. There is a lot of meaning out there. Make sure you give yourself the time and the opportunity to actually discover it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already so that I keep reminding you about it. Share this with your friends so that they find some more meaning in their lives too. Until next time, peace out.